So we're going to be taking a look at a couple of flashlights. First up is just an inexpensive one, a Fenix PD30. And what we've got is a one of our Hindsight pop and drop steel targets out here. And that's just about 25 yards out. So starting with this Fenix, it's got 5 different brightness levels. This is the first one. And you can barely see the target there. I'm up to my second level, and it's a little clearer. Here's third level. So there's 2 brightness modes, high and low. On the low mode, this is the highest you can go. Now I'm going to twist the bezel, and that'll take me to the brightest mode that this light can put out. If I twist it the right way, we should see the increase here. Batteries must be getting low. That was the increase. So this is the brightest that my Fenix will go. And it's not the best test out there, but now we'll test some other flashlights as well.
So this is a Surefire E2. This is the Viking Tactics edition, so it has the KX2C head on it, which is the head off of the Scoutlight. Just a single output, 200 lumens.
Quite a bit brighter.
It's pretty focused, and it gives some
pretty good
splash.
Field of view too.
Yeah.
That was a moth flying around, not a laser dot. Pretty effective light though, very clear.
So this is the new Surefire V2 Vampire. So it has a 150 lumen LED white light, and then with just the twist of this, you pull it out, twist it, and now we're on IR. So it has a nice IR output. We'll check that out in a few minutes, but right now we're just focused on the white light. So there's a low setting, and then if you just push harder, you get your high output. And it's approximately about 150 lumens. It's got decent throw. Pretty wide peripheral if we look back closer to the truck here.
Yeah, it's a little tough on the camera to see that, but I think that's got a great spot too, though. What's the lumen on that one, you say?
150, I believe.
Wow, it's pretty decent.
So next light up, this is the Surefire A2 LED Aviator. This one has the green LEDs. There's also red, blue, white light. This one is just the green. So we'll take a look at that. So this first setting is just going to be the green, which if we're looking up close, it's going to be hard to see in the camera. It illuminates pretty wide field of view. My target out there,
it illuminated almost all the way out to the target with a green glow.
Okay. And then we can go to the high output, which is, I believe, 120 lumens. Something roughly around there. And it's more of a pretty wide flood. This is like lighting up the whole, room or the whole side of the hill here with a little bit of a spot in the middle.
I think that'll show up because it's not a very well-defined spot. It's definitely glowing the whole, or lighting up the whole area a little bit more than the other ones.
Yeah. Next one's a Surefire E2D LED Defender. So this one I carry a lot. Has 2 outputs. There's, I believe, a 15 lumen and then a 120 lumen on this model. The newer model has a 200 lumen high output, but this one in my hand is just 15, I believe, and then 120. So here's the low setting. Oh no, there's the low setting, sorry.
You can barely
illuminating the target, but a good functional light. There's the high output, the 120 lumens. The new version of this light, the most modern one, is 200 lumens. So it's going to have a hotter center here. But these have a pretty nice, tight, hot center. With good peripheral as well, but a pretty tight, very hot center.
Interesting. Not quite enough to let the camera focus in out there, though. Okay, there we go. Maybe you were just moving it too much. No, it's pretty tough to focus with that amount of light.
Okay.
Just the camera, though. In real life, that's definitely illuminated enough to engage.
High output on the E2DL, and then there's the low output. So not really enough to even illuminate that target for the camera here.
But it's just for the camera. I've gone to some schools where they recommend using a lower light like that because it does illuminate the target enough to see your sights. This is the Earth's moon, and it has quite a few lumens, I guess. and it's a pretty decent light. A lot of people use it. Right now we're using it to see what's in the bed of the truck. It's difficult to show on video, but it's a pretty decent light. It's been around for a while, but maybe the new upgrade will be a little bit brighter. At this point though, we got to use the old model.
So the Surefire E1B, the E1 backup, has 80 lumens, and then if you push it again within a couple seconds you get that, I believe it's a 5 lumens. So here's the high output 80 lumens. Again, that's 80 lumens, pretty tight focused light, and it's a single cell. So it's a pretty compact light, and it's real efficient because it's only a single cell light. And if I push it again, I get, I believe it's 5 lumens. So it's enough for me to even see that target. I can see it, but I can really identify it better with that 80 lumens. Great light. Small pack. This is the new Surefire Z2S combat light. It's a newer LED. It's not just the P60L. This is a newer, I believe it's about 150 lumens, roughly, in an LED. This model, its kind of claim to fame is everybody bugged Surefire for a strobing light, and this is the first Surefire to have a strobe feature built in, where you hit it 3 times fast, and now you get a strobing appearance here. So, here's our Z2S. Has a pretty nice focused light. A lot of these, lights these days are pretty damn good because we're getting good output here on this 25-yard target. And this one has really good peripheral. I mean, I can see what's at my toes pretty well lit.
From standing back here 25 yards away.
From standing 25 yards away with the focused spotlight on that target.
Try it with the strobe.
So this is the Surefire helmet light. This particular one has IR as well as white LEDs. So you flip it on, and you've got, that's the white LEDs, and there's a high, a low, and a medium setting. So again, at 25 yards, it's not going to be the best light out there because it's not really intended for that. It's more to mount on your helmet for walking around and
for doing tasks.
Doing tasks, the task light. So there's medium, or there's low, medium, and high output. You may not even be able to see it out there on that 25-yard target.
Yeah, we're zooming in and out. It's really a task light. We just wanted to put it in since we had it here.
So this is the Surefire St. Minimus. So this is the fairly new Surefire Headlamp. I won't go into too much detail with it, but it's a single cell, so a 3-volt battery in here. The light can be moved up or down. You can angle it any direction. And then it has a pretty neat kind of a rheostat. So you can put it on, and it's supposedly around 1 lumen or so. And I can go from 1 all the way up to 100 lumens. It's a little dusty there, just wipe it off. So all the way up to 100 lumens. Again, it's a task light, so shining it on this 25-yard target isn't going to be the best representation. But what I'll do is I'll put it on. There's one. We'll just turn it up. It starts to be visible. And then that's all the way on the 100 lumen. I can see it. I wouldn't be able to see a lot of detail on that target, but I can definitely see it and make it out.
You can see on the ground how much light there is going out to the 25. It's just not really doing a lot out there at 25.
Yep.
But for walking or even running or riding a bike, it's really going to throw out a lot of light for you.
So this is a Surefire Scoutlight body. It's sort of difficult to see in this picture here, but this is the fairly new, I believe it's a V2. Let me just check what the nomenclature is here. It's a KM2 head, which is selectable from white to IR. So I can pull it out and give it a twist, and I can go to IR, and I can pull it out and go to white light. So it's pretty neat. It has a pretty good 150 lumen output, and we'll go ahead and light up that target there so you can see the difference like we're comparing all these other ones. So that's it. It's got a pretty bright, tight It's pretty seamless actually. There's not a separate tight spot going out to a flood. It's pretty seamless. So as you can see, we can locate, identify, and engage that target pretty readily.